So everything we heard is one possible scenario of the infinite scenarios and possibilities of how we can squander and waste and lose the divine wealth that is given to us. Now, Jesus, the teller of the story, he hinted at some possibilities that the prodigal son, his moral compass was compromised. His sense of right and wrong was compromised. Because he said, the prodigal son squandered his estate in a loose living. So, a loose living could mean that he spent his time in a deliberate, voluntary, intentional manner of violating accepted principles of right and wrong. You know, if someone overdrink, drives, kills somebody, that is a violation of accepted right and wrong principle. And that's one example. Now, let's think about other examples. How could that younger son wasted his wealth? Maybe he had a profession through which he took advantage of others, legally or illegally, for personal gain. Is that possible? Right? How about a manner of living where in his life, he was egotistical, demonstrating self-centered behavior or attitude within his family, within his circles, with his friends, in the society, in his place of work. Is that possible? Okay. Now, his older brother accused him in front of the father, and he hinted at his style of partying and having a carefree lifestyle. And he said in front of the father, "This son of yours devoured your wealth with harlots, with prostitutes." Prostitution in the Holy Bible, in the language of the Holy Bible, refers to entering intimate relationship with an entity, an excitement, following a compulsive behavior, or anything that an attachment that is a stronger attachment than God in our souls. So, as you can see, the prodigal son was not financially poor. Did anyone get the impression that the prodigal son financially was poor? Nobody? Okay. Financially, he was not poor. The prodigal son could have been very wealthy person. Did anyone get the impression that the prodigal son lived a boring life? Not at all. He lived very exciting life. The figure of the prodigal son He is not a person that is materially deprived. He could have been, or he could be, very well among us, someone that is a famous person, or someone that lives on the top of the world financially. He could be someone successful, or he could be someone that is a party animal. The prodigal son was impoverished in his soul. His soul was suffering from a severe famine. His soul was hungry, was thirsty, was tired. The prodigal son spent his God-given abilities to feed his addictions, his bad habits, his egotistical attitude, to obey his impulses, and to follow his earthly ambitions. So the more fame he obtained, the more prestige, or the more of wild parties he attended, the more of interesting drinks or foods or possessions he gained, the more impoverished he became. His moment of return happened, or the moment of return to God happens when the bankruptcy is discovered. When we realize that our possessions and our bankruptcies and our bad habits are all worthless and they are dead idols. So this is the figure of the prodigal son, which especially today, the society of today is producing more and more of this type by convincing people that their happiness, longevity, satisfaction, everything lies in the things they have and in the uncontrolled and not disciplined way of life. Thank you very much.